creators. This is your favorite girl, Felin, and this is Lane Skindor. Welcome to another episode of Lane Skindor, and I want to welcome you to the new year. I know it's kind of late, but what do you mean? It's still January, it's still the new year. Welcome to the year 2025, and I love you this year. Next month, we're going to be 1 year. Oh, so I want to appreciate those that have been with me from last year, the beginning up until now. I really do not take you for granted and your support for granted. And I really pray that God blesses you and heal you. Whoever comes in contact with Lynn Cantor, I pray for everybody that listens to Lynn Cantor. Just know that you are blessed. Um, so yes, let's get right into today's topic. Today I'm going to be talking about self-love is selfish. You heard me right. Self-love is selfish. And I know this topic is going to be very misunderstood. Like, una go misunderstand me well, but it's expected. So yes, let's get right into it. These days everybody's preaching self-love. Even myself for my season one, I don't talk about self-love. Man, no lie. I don't talk about self-love. But I'm learning that self-love is the sign of end time. The first time I read it, I'm like, wetin God dey try tell us? Which one be self-love be sign of end time? How we want to love our limbo if we don't love ourselves? So I was like, I fought with that self-love sign of end time. But now I totally understand it. I've come to the understanding of it. And I hope I'm able to explain it properly with the help of the Holy Spirit. So yes, the self-love that we preach these days is not the one that is in accordance to the will of God. This one we preach these days is self-exaltation, pride, arrogance, self-centeredness, selfishness. There's a way that seems right. There's a way that feels right. There's a way that when you think and you go say sharp, I did right, but the end is destruction. So the self-love preaches says, they'll tell you to put yourself first, put your desires first. You come first, choose yourself first, and all those things. But it's not supposed to be so. It's not supposed to be so. Love preaches says, oh girl, pamper yourself, take care of yourself. You're a queen. Oh, of course you're a queen. That's why I said this topic is going to be very tricky. But the self-love these days is idolatry. You're focused on yourself. Oh, going to the gym, self-care, skincare, pamper, waxing. I'm not saying all these things are bad though. I'm saying the hyperfixation on these things, that's the problem. People are so self-engrossed. Do you know there was a time I was claiming self-love because at that time I felt that I'm not really I don't feel loved by people. I don't feel people will love me genuinely. So I just say, do you know what? Let me just love myself. And I was so deep into that self love. I was working out, I was doing skincare, I was eating healthy. So I was just, see, they will tell you, oh, it's you raising your standards, it's you raising the bar high, period. That's the name these days they give to these things. Oh, let your standards go up the roof, you're a queen girl. And I'm not just talking to the ladies, so this is a general thing. Even guys do these things too. Even guys, everybody is doing it. They'll tell you, oh, don't settle for less. This is not less. I'm not saying it's based on relationship. This is just a general talk. People will be like, oh, that job, don't settle for less. Quit it. Like everything is just about you, yourself, yourself, yourself. That's that's self-exaltation. When you think too highly of yourself, you think that oh, you are more than what you actually are. It disrupts humility, it takes out humility, it welcomes pride and arrogance, and that's the self-love we're preaching these days. Worldly self-love makes you disregard others, and you're like, let me use this example. Back in those days, back in the early days, you see a family, they'll just like try and struggle to send one person, maybe the most intelligent child, to school or abroad. Then is that person that will now start taking care of the home or start carrying them abroad. And that time they used to be like, oh, sacrifice. The other children or the other parents will just sacrifice for this one person to go ahead. But now, for example, they send one ahead, or one maybe by themselves, they took care of themselves, they went, they are richer than the rest of their siblings or the rest of their family, maybe their parents. So they'll be like, oh, they'll call it entitlement. You come online to complain that your family are disturbing you, that you're tired. Oh, I know that sometimes responsibilities can be overwhelming, but that's where the sacrifice comes in. That's when you are now putting others first, because that's what it is scriptural. You are not on this earth to serve yourself. You are not on this earth for you. The basic and primary thing you are here for is to serve God. But serving others is still honoring God. You are not here for yourself. You're supposed to put people's needs before your needs. And it's something you should be. I'm trying to think of the right word. It's not that, oh, I'm I'm trying to think of the right word. When I get it, I'll say it. But yes, you're supposed to put people's needs before yours. Everything is not about you. This worldly self-love is teaching us that, oh, put your desires first. You come first. You come first. That's what they're telling us. But the thing is that in the end time, people become lovers of themselves, disobedient to parents, ungraceful, and all the signs are there. People are very disobedient to their family, their parents, because, or maybe they have more money than their parents, so they disregard their parents, they're ungrateful. You go help person go stick on social media, can't call you out. So yes, serving others is honoring God. The self-love God is talking about, that we should love our neighbors as ourselves. The self-love God is talking about is coming to the consciousness of your identity. That, oh, you are God's handiwork. That means you are a masterpiece. You don't get part two. Now only you did. And you were created in his image. You know waiting he did to create. So you were created. That's the self-love. You would now realize that more, I know small too. But it comes with humility and service. The self-love God is talking about is humility and service. Humble yourself. You humble yourself. Self people. Because our basic, like I said earlier, our basic purpose is to serve God. But um serving people also is still honoring God. So we are not here for ourselves. Even your purpose is not for you. Your purpose is not for your immediate family. Your purpose is for people. People. God cannot give you a purpose that is just for you, or is for you to. Even the money He gives you is not for you. But that's the topic of for another day. So I know this episode is kind of long and maybe I'll get misunderstood, but I'm really open to questions. You can ask me questions in the comment section. You can come to my DM. I'm really open to questions. So when you're loving your neighbor as yourself is it's not selfish, it's not idolatry, it's not self-exaltation. It's like, okay, you are created in the image of God. You see that your neighbor is also created in the image of God. And there's a way you treat yourself, there's a way you treat your neighbor too. This, I don't want to stress this, but maybe I'll make a part two of this episode and explain more. So please make una the comments, make una dey share my videos, make people they see how. Tell your friends about this kind of. This is a new year. Let us grow together. So yes, I love you and see you next week. Bye.